my favorite episode of Space Dandy. I really think it is because of the actual storytelling of it. It was a really narrator in-depth storytelling right in the second half of it. It wasn't the best story, I'm not gonna joke. It was mainly meant for lulz and laughs, and I love the entire way the narrator just describes Space Dandy and what the hell is going on with him. I mean, the different grunts like, this is anger, this is laughing. That's great. I mean, that is freaking quality right there. That was something I did not expect from the show, let alone the entire crew getting turned into zombies. This was a really good and interesting episode that kept me intrigued the entire episode. I was on my seat this entire episode. I was like, how the hell are they gonna get out of this one? I mean, it felt like an entire Resident Evil type freaking episode. It really felt like that. I mean, getting to see how freaking Space Dandy just, actually, before I get into the actual hospital bit, let's talk about how it started. Right at the beginning, they find this undisclosed alien species. Okay, that was really cool, and I thought they finally made bank in one, but I remember from the preview of last episode, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't there like some form of zombies in the next episode? So I was like, when I saw Meow get actually bitten, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna turn into a zombie. And then it goes to prove the fact that he's like, and then it's just the next scene, he's like, oh, he probably just caught a bug, Space Daddy looks at him, and then the next scene, he's like, oh, wiggles something in front of him like a cat would usually react, and he's like, oh, I think he just caught a bug. That's freaking hilarious. Space Dandy, you're a freaking jerk, man. You're freaking, that's messed up. So, you've left Meow almost 3 times now in the freaking show. I mean, okay, the first one, you killed him with a freaking supernova. The second one, let's see here, you basically broke his soup and didn't let him have a soup. Third episode, you fed him to a freaking booby opile monster. And now this episode, he turns into a freaking zombie and you don't care about him. And you were gonna leave him and QT in a helicopter. That is freaking, wow. This episode, it was ingenious. They used standard cliche horror zombie movie type plot, but it was entertaining. It really was. Not a lot of anime go this route with storytelling, and that's why I think I love Space Dandy so much, and I think this is why it's my favorite comedy of this season. Now, I want to talk about the plot, for instance. Okay, it seems like the episodes are actually not carrying over to the next episode. It feels like they're just episodic type plot episodes, which is fine by me. I'm not really taking this series actually seriously when I see a supernova kill them and they're fine the next episode. So pretty much though, Space Dandy once again does something really good and is doing such great comedy elements. They're not using references like we see in other comedy gag anime. They're actually bringing up new comedy, something that is just so much entertainment to actually watch. And I mean, even if you're not laughing half the time, you're staring at the screen in amazement like, what? I mean, that's what I was thinking the entire episode. I mean, just seeing how Space Dandy's running through freaking halls and all that, he's like, oh, I think they're fine and all that. You know, he's about to get bitten, QT saves him. Just, you gotta love the interactions. I mean, Dandy is a very, I guess, calm and mellow guy. He goes with the flow. Like he usually actually says, go with the flow, baby. But I mean, I love his character. Space Dandy is so freaking awesome, especially when you add actual dubs onto him. And it really makes his character just, I guess, more relatable to actually as watching an anime. Like I always say in my past other reviews, I don't like dubs. I don't. But this is the first dub I really enjoy in a long time. Now, a lot of people complain about QT's voice. QT's voice about being auto-tuned and all that. I can understand that point. But the reason why I like QT's voice, honestly, is because it actually makes him sound robotic. It really makes him be kind of robotic sounding, and it makes him a lot better, and you can actually kind of see like he's a robot. But, I mean, everybody has their own opinions on that, so I'm not going to judge you on that if you like subs, dubs, or if you don't like QT, or whatever. But we all have to agree, Space Dandy is definitely a dandy guy, and he definitely has a great freaking anime that manages to just capture you. It really captures you, especially with that engaging music, the actual wacky animation style that feels like fully coolly. And so, I love it. I love this series so much. It does such an amazing job each week, and I cannot wait for the next episode. I really cannot. I mean, what are they going to do next week? I didn't watch the episode preview this week because I want to be shocked for what the hell happens next episode, because I want to be actually really shocked to see what the way the plot's going to take. Now, actually, the major plot I can see in this actual series at this moment is pretty much Dr. Gel. As we all know, Dr. Gel and this some Gogol Empire is chasing down Dandy for some freaking reason. I haven't really talked about them much, so I guess it's time I should do that. Now, the Gogol Empire supposedly are in a war with the other race, I forgot that because the narrator lacked his job in the first episode. You know what I'm talking about, narrator. And so, pretty much, though, I like the entire premises of how they're hunting down Space Dandy. It's like they're incompetent. They're not very smart, to be honest. But it's interesting to see the wacky adventures behind the scenes of they're trying to catch Dandy when he's not that freaking smart. He's not that freaking strong. He's not that freaking special. All he cares about is freaking going to boobies. That's all he cares about. Oh, yeah, and the zombie butt grab. You remember that in this episode. So, pretty much, good episode. I love it. Cannot wait. Everybody, tell me what you think about this episode of Space Dandy. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? And, you know, everybody be safe. Chibi out.